6, 2012. Star City, West Virginia. The town was quiet. Street lights glowed over empty roads. Most families were asleep. Inside her bedroom, 16-year-old Skyler Neese stood near her window. She believed she was stepping out for a short late-night drive with her closest friends. She had no idea it would be the last time her parents would ever see her alive. Years earlier, Skyler Neese and Sheila Eddy had been inseparable. They studied at the same school. They shared secrets. They laughed in the hallways. They were always together. But everything changed when Sheila transferred to another school. For Skyler, life became lonely. The classrooms felt quieter. Lunch breaks felt empty. Her best friend was no longer beside her every day. She missed her deeply. Eventually, Skyler told her parents that she wanted to transfer to Sheila's new school so they could study together again. After discussing it, her parents agreed. Skyler joined the new school. By then, Sheila had already formed a close friendship with another girl, Shoaf. At first, the dynamic felt slightly awkward. But slowly, the three girls began spending more time together. They studied together, took photos, had sleepovers, shared inside jokes. Soon, they became inseparable. Students began calling them the trio. To everyone around them, their friendship looked perfect. Three girls, one tight bond, unbreakable. But sometimes, even the strongest friendships hide silent cracks. As months passed, tension quietly grew beneath the surface. There were small arguments, subtle jealousy, emotional distance. Skyler began posting vague tweets about fake friends and betrayal. Nothing specific, just hints of frustration. No one imagined that something far darker was building behind closed doors. On the night of July 6, 2012, just after midnight, a car pulled up quietly outside Skyler's house. A text message appeared on her phone. She climbed out of her bedroom window at around 12:30 a.m. Security cameras captured her walking calmly toward the waiting car. She looked relaxed. She trusted them. That footage would become the last known video of Skyler Neese alive. They drove out of town, past sleeping neighborhoods, past empty gas stations, toward a remote wooded area near the Pennsylvania border. The road grew darker, the trees thicker, the silence heavier. They stopped in a secluded clearing. The three girls stepped out of the car. The night air was still. Then everything changed. What happened in that forest was not sudden. It had been planned. Hidden kitchen knives had been brought along. A signal had been decided in advance. When the word was spoken, the attack began. Skyler was caught off guard. She fought back. She screamed. But she was outnumbered. The attack was brutal and relentless. 16 years old, alone, betrayed by the only two people she trusted most, Sheila Eddy and Shoaf. When it was over, Skyler lay motionless on the forest ground. Her body was dragged into the woods and covered with branches. The two girls drove back home, as if nothing had happened. The next morning, Skyler's parents realized she was missing. At first, they assumed she had snuck out and would return. But hours passed, then days. Her phone was off. Her car was gone. She never came back. A missing person investigation began. Search teams combed the woods. Volunteers distributed flyers. The community rallied around the Neese family. Meanwhile, Sheila and Rachel acted concerned. They joined search efforts. They comforted Skyler's parents. They posted messages online. One chilling social media post read, "We really did go on 3. At the time, it meant nothing. Later, it meant everything." For months, the case remained a mystery. But secrets are heavy. In January 2013, Rachel Shoaf broke under the weight of guilt. She suffered a panic attack and confessed to her parents that she had done something terrible. Soon after, she confessed to police. She led investigators to the wooded area in Pennsylvania. There, skeletal remains were discovered. It was Skyler. The missing girl case turned into a planned murder investigation. Rachel Shoaf pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. She admitted the killing had been planned months in advance. The motive was disturbingly simple: they no longer wanted to be friends with Skyler. No self-defense. No sudden fight. Just a calculated decision driven by teenage immaturity and emotional instability. Sheila Eddy chose to go to trial. In 2014, she was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years. Skyler's parents were devastated. They had welcomed those girls into their home. They had trusted them completely. Now they were left with unimaginable grief. The image of the trio, three smiling teenage girls, became a haunting reminder of how darkness can hide behind friendship. Today, Skyler Neese's name remains a symbol of betrayal and tragedy. A quiet West Virginia town still remembers that summer night. A bedroom window, a late-night text, a car waiting outside. Skyler stepped out believing she was going for a simple drive with her best friends. Instead, she drove into darkness. And she never came home.